Good evening. After all the Christmas festivities, you must be ready for your football fix by now. And on Match of the Day tonight, we've got a real treat for you. 9 games, 29 goals, bags of talking points, and quite possibly the game of the season so far. Pulling no punches on Boxing Day will be Alan Shearer and Mark Lawrenson. We start with a classic. Chelsea defended their 71-game unbeaten run at home against Aston Villa. The commentator at Stamford Bridge was Steve Wilson.
On September the 2nd, when Aston Villa beat Chelsea 2-0 at Villa Park, Roman Abramovich stormed out and 18 days later sacked Mourinho. Well, Stamford Bridge hasn't crumbled and the world is still turning. Petr Cech is fit for Chelsea, having missed the end of the win at Blackburn. Just one change to that side. Claudio Pizarro starts only his 3rd league game and his first since August. John Obi Mikel is left out. Martin O'Neill doesn't like change for change's sake. Only 17 players have league starts this season, and this is the same 11 which drew with Manchester City. The fact that Stilian Petrov is ill helped Sean Maloney keep his place. Alex won the header from Carew, though Carew didn't really try to win it. Oh, Ashley Cole has made the mistake. Agbonlahor to take on Cole. Maybe 8 inches wide of the post, but that's all. I think Cech had it covered, but he wasn't far away. Gareth Barry for Villa. Held off Essien, then ran into trouble in the shape of Pizarro. Carvalho in the strong challenge, which was won by Rio Coker, and this is Gareth Barry. Good start by Villa. Excellent start by Villa. And Petr Cech down to his right-hand side, got something on that, didn't he, from Young? Villa have had early joy down both flanks now. Hit it with his right foot, and Cech certainly got a touch. It should have been an Aston Villa corner. And Martin O'Neill will be anxious that Aston Villa take advantage of this early spell in the game when Chelsea looked decidedly off colour. Well, the odds were against Agbonlahor there, but he's won it quite easily. Kalou has lost out to Agbonlahor. Nicely into John Carew and Maloney! It's a thoroughly deserved Aston Villa goal. They have been much the better side, and 13 minutes in, Aston Villa lead at Stamford Bridge. Well, Agbonlahor did superbly here, but look at that header from Carew. Made it very easy for Maloney to score. Kalou caught napping really by Agbonlahor. It's a nice ball into John Carew, and it's a beautiful setup for Maloney. Chelsea 0, Aston Villa 1. Doesn't look good here for Lampard, and Ballack will be on. Martin O'Neill would like to end the half as strongly as they started it, when they were in almost complete control. Here's John Carew. Half out by Cole, driven in by Agbonlahor, and a very good save by Cech. And that could be a big moment in the game. Agbonlahor really caught this. Petr Cech has made a very important save for Chelsea there. There's an awful long way to go, but at 2-0 down, you really would start to think that they were in trouble. That's a great ball from Ballack. Joe Cole here. Clearest sight of Aston Villa's goal that Chelsea have had so far. And Cole, who finished so expertly at Ewood Park in their victory up at Blackburn Rovers, could not really trouble Carson. Here's Pizarro. And Ferreira caught by Young. Maloney. Carew in the middle, but that's all. Maloney might bring it on his own, why not? Oh, and Petr Cech has made a dreadful error, and Maloney makes it 2. Well, that kind of mistake from Petr Cech might happen, what, once a decade? It's put Aston Villa 2-0 up at Stamford Bridge, and Chelsea are in real trouble now, and Maloney has 2. Guilty of the mistake at the Emirates that helped Arsenal beat them, and unquestionably guilty as Aston Villa double their lead at Stamford Bridge. Kalou. That night away, Michael Essien for Chelsea here. Scuffed it, Carson, oh, it's got to be a penalty. It is. And Chelsea have a route back into the game. 2 minutes into stoppage time at the end of the half. Well, there may be a red card here as well. Well, the way Aston Villa are protesting looks very much like it's a red. That night is sent off. Here's the challenge. Ballack goal side of night. This will be the last touch of the first half, and Andrei Shevchenko, derided in some quarters, adored in others, will take the penalty. Andrei Shevchenko can half Villa's lead here. Shevchenko, 2-1. Andrei Shevchenko is the goal scorer. And this could be Chelsea's get-out-of-jail card. Here's Carvalho for Chelsea. Baumer's head. Ballack to Shevchenko. It's a good chance for Andrei Shevchenko to score what would have been his second of the game, and his second in only a couple of minutes of playing time either side of half-time. Curtis Davies on loan at Aston Villa from West Brom. His first appearance in a Villa shirt was in the League Cup at home to Leicester. He described his own performance as rubbish, or words to that effect. Here's Kalou. Now Shevchenko. Good try! Shevchenko at his absolute best! Chelsea 2, Aston Villa 2. What a turnaround in Chelsea's favour. And Andrei Shevchenko has scored twice. Well, that wasn't a waste of money. That is a fantastic finish. Well, what a weight lifted from the shoulders of Andrei Shevchenko. Michael Essien. Shevchenko's done well. Lovely ball for Alex. Alex! Normal service resumed at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea 3, Aston Villa 2. And Andrei Shevchenko might not have scored that one, but he certainly made it. Alex profits to put Chelsea in front, but in the last 20 minutes Shevchenko seems to have rolled back the years. What a beautiful pass it was, and what a good finish from the centre-half. Chelsea 3, Aston Villa 2. Carew won the header, Young is there, but Carvalho lashed it away, but the free kick had already been given Aston Villa's way. The set pieces may present Villa's best opportunity, certainly the best chance to get real numbers inside the Chelsea penalty area. Young went for it, Lawson's there! And it's 3-3! Well, Chelsea defended poorly in the first half hour. They didn't defend at all here. Can you believe this? Terrific delivery. The blue shirts have just stopped. They let him go. It's 3-3. Terrific pace. Well, half a dozen blue-shirted defenders inside the penalty area, and they stood and watched, and Lawson makes it 3-3. Martin O'Neill down there on the Aston Villa dugout. He can't sit still. Ashley Cole. Good ball, looking for room, Pizarro, looking for teammates, he's found the cross, found Baumer, Essien, great block by Davis, Shevchenko nearly took his leg off. Luke Moore's found Agbonlahor, oh, Carvalho's challenge on Agbonlahor, he could be in trouble here, he's gone in with both feet off the ground. Carvalho could be in real trouble here, you can't do that. And it's a red card for Ricardo Carvalho. That's a horror tackle. He hasn't actually made all that much contact, but you can't make a challenge like that. Well, it's evened up. The numbers on the pitch, even on the scoreboard. Wright Phillips. Kalou. Perhaps wasn't the player Chelsea wanted, isn't it? Joe Cole. Well read. Cole wanted the return, and he's got a free kick in an extremely dangerous position from Aston Villa's point of view here. Well, he made an absolute commitment to try and get there first, and as a result, Chelsea have a free kick. And a few contenders to take. There are 3 minutes to go. Huge moment this for Chelsea. It's Ballack, and he's done it! Well, who'd have thought it? Chelsea's heroes, Andrei Shevchenko and Michael Ballack. It's 4-3. It's a great free kick. Look at the left end of the Villa wall. How did it get round that end of the wall and in the post? It did, though. Michael Ballack, Chelsea 4, Villa 3. We're in the 90th minute. It's Ashley Young for Aston Villa. Great ball, Barry's at the back post. Ashley Cole away. Melberg, Harewood. Barry wants it, Barry gets it. Young! It must be, it's off the line by Ashley Cole. They're appealing for handball. Ashley Young was on the line as Agbonlahor got his head on it. And Phil Dowd here is at the centre of an almighty storm. And what has he given here? He has given Aston Villa a penalty in the 91st minute for handball on the line. Now, is there going to be another red card here? It is! Ashley Cole is sent off. Here it is. It's his arm. His head came down, but his arm came up. Gareth Barry is a superb penalty taker, but he's up against Petr Cech here. Here it comes. 4-4 at Stamford Bridge. What a game. It's a really cool penalty. Talk about keep your head. He didn't shirk, he didn't flinch, and it's 4 apiece. Surely we're done now, aren't we? Phil Dowd blows, and the game of the season so far comes to an end, and comes to an end all square. 8 goals, 3 red cards, and Aston Villa, who were 2-0 up with seconds to go in the first half, have come back from 4-3 down to take a point from Stamford Bridge. Chelsea 4, Aston Villa 4.
The penalty I thought was really dubious, and it's a major point in the game. We go in at 2-0 at half time in a really decent position, and we get ourselves galvanised for the second half, and we're fine. Suddenly it's 2-1. We've got a man sent off, and we play the whole second half with 10 men.
We dominated the game, controlled the game in 3-2, and then we considered a goal from a free kick. But at the end of the day, made 4-3 at the end of the game, and then considered a penalty. Of course, I'm disappointing.
Aston Villa play very good in the first half, and good pressing, good scored 2 goals, and Chelsea second half play fantastic football and try to win game. Is a football, yeah. The result is crazy. 4-4.
With a ball over the line about 3 or 4 days ago, so just in case you were going to start, don't start with me about decisions, you know. If we get the next 15 in our favour for the next 3 games, it'll only semi-make up for it.
3-2 up, 4-3, 1 minute to go. 1 minute to go, normally you should win the game. And yeah, we were not concentrated enough, and yeah, it was a little present. But you have to say, Aston Villa played very well as well. They had a great character, 1 man down for a long time, and they came back all the time, so they played also very well.
A lot of pressure on you as you step up in the last minute.
Yeah, that's it. There's always pressures on penalties, but you know, I realised that would be the last kick of the game, and the difference between a point or nothing. So I was delighted when I see the keeper go the wrong way.
There'll be a reading here of this game as suddenly 10 men Aston Villa draw with 9 men Chelsea. And Chelsea had 9 men for about 4.5 seconds. I think we played about 3 games today, and the effort that they put in was just phenomenal.
I think it might have been about 7.5 seconds. But, I mean, a fabulous game of football. I mean, where are you going to start with that one?
I haven't got a clue. Do you want me to start with the sendings off, the goals, the goalkeeping errors? It was just a fantastic game. I thought Shevchenko had by far his best game for Chelsea. He looked somewhere near his old self, what we expect from him. Villa were well worthy going in at half-time, 2-1 up. The turning point for me was just before half-time. If they had went 2-0 up, it might into half-time, it might have been a different story. It was just a fantastic game of football for the neutral. I really enjoyed watching it.
Real holiday entertainment.
Absolutely.
Bags of goals for both sides, but you felt that Villa had a slight edge in certain areas with the Chelsea side without Drogba lacked.
Absolutely. Well, Chelsea kept putting the ball in the box, and I'm afraid without Drogba, there's not too many people going to get on the end of it. There's the area there that there's 3 or 4 players in that box. Not one of them is prepared to go and gamble on that ball. Shevchenko's got it here. Just again, watch how many people are in the box. I'm afraid there's no one there. There's no one prepared to break the neck and to get in there and start and head a ball, which is what Chelsea needed. Again, it comes out to Sean Wright-Phillips. He knocks a great ball in for me, centre-forward's dream. Again, there's only Kalou in there, and I'm afraid he's not going to get on the end of it too many times. So, if Chelsea, I think, without Drogba, are going to start scoring goals, they're going to have to do this. They ignore Joe Cole out on the out this time, or Sean Wright-Phillips. Instead, they go through the middle into Shevchenko, who scored his 2 goals and created that one for Alex. But on the other hand, Villa, they had this. They had someone in there who was prepared to head it and who caused Chelsea problems all afternoon. Big John Carew should have scored there. Very, very good ball in. This time again, they nod it up to him, and Agbonlahor gets on the end of it. Another flick on from Carew, should score again, or should at least hit the target. But they get their reward this time. There's Carew there. We've got him circled. Where does he want the ball? He wants the ball in the danger area because he can head it and knock it back, and they get their reward with a goal. And I think that was the difference for most of the game.
The referee had a busy afternoon. Talked about the 3 red cards. 2 of them, of course, led to penalty decisions. How was your reading of those?
I think he probably got the first two right. This one, I know Martin wasn't happy. It gets to SCN. It falls into Ballack. Yeah, by the letter of the law, he's the last man, and he brings him down, so he has to be sent off. Just look at the referee's position there. He's looking right down of it, and what I will tell you to look at is the Villa players' reaction. Do they whinge at the referee when he gives it? The answer is no. Not one of them runs to the referee to complain, so I think he gets that right. This one, he has no choice. Absolutely ridiculous, stupid, dangerous challenge from Carvalho, who has apologised, and rightly so, but he has to have a red card there. There's no doubt about that. It's a really dangerous challenge. This one here, I'm not sure about this. Martin said if they get the next 15 decisions, go for them, then it'll be right. But I think you might need 14 now, because he probably got it right. What I'll have a look is the ball Yes, probably his shoulder. Does the ball move as does it hit his arm on the way down?
Tough one, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't think it does, because I'm looking at the ball and the ball sort of doesn't move. Tough decision. They got, I think, the rub of the green there, but they certainly deserved it, because no team deserved, I don't think, today to go out of the game with nothing. The draw, I think, was a fair result.
Chelsea out of it, do you think? I mean, they've got suspensions now, injuries.
Yeah.
African Cup of Nations coming up, they're going to lose, obviously, key players.
I think it's too early to rule them out, but there's no doubt about that. They're up against it now with a tough time, with all those problems that they're going to be facing.
Yeah, and I think, you know, when Aston Villa reflect on that game, they would never have got a better chance to beat Chelsea. When you consider the second goal they scored through Czech's mistake and one or two of the other things that happened for them, nobody picked Larson up as well from a free kick, which is most un-Chelsea-like, even though Terry wasn't playing. I'm sure they're thinking they should have nicked all the points.
Entertaining stuff there at Stamford Bridge. Well, it's nearly 10 years since Sunderland last beat Manchester United, and with the Black Cats in the bottom three and United looking to go top with a win, it will be a huge ask to halt that sequence. Guy Mowbray was at the Stadium of Light.
Proof that Christmas wishes really do come true. 17-year-old Martin Waghorn makes his Sunderland debut today, having been firing in the goals for the club's under-18 team in recent weeks. Louis Saha is in the Manchester United side. He was the player who came on to score the winner when these two met at Old Trafford in September. Ronaldo setting off from halfway. The dancing feet taking him away from Wallace. Saha, Ronaldo collects. Higginbotham goes charging into the challenge, and it's a free kick to Manchester United. It was a reckless-looking tackle by Higginbotham. And it is a free kick. He wasn't in control of that. Nobody takes it away from Ronaldo, the mood he's been in. And it is Ronaldo's hit, and Gordon can only parry. Collins gets the ball clear of Wes Brown. How much of this could Craig Gordon see? It's fierce through the gap in the wall, and he did as well as he could be expected to do with it. Great shot. Nani trying his luck. Parried again by Gordon. And the offside flag is up as Rooney went in to try and pick up the pieces. And there's two saves of the day made by Sunderland's goalkeeper. The bounce takes it away from Saha. A two-who. Little spin got away from Michael Carrick. And a two-who keeps on going. Rolled away from Carrick beautifully. Then decided to go for goal himself. Carrick got back at him to make it all the more awkward. Sir Alex Ferguson will be 66 years old on New Year's Eve. Don't mention the word retire within earshot. Ronaldo. Brown holds off Wallace. Through for Rooney, who's onside. Wayne Rooney in on goal. He was never going to miss. Just watch the timing of the run. Higginbotham it was who played him onside. And he simply slotted it past Craig Gordon. Slide rule stuff. His 8th goal of the season. His first since that ankle injury that ruled him out for a spell of games in November. And he set Manchester United on the way at the Stadium of Light. A two-who. Chopra. Hauled to the ground by Darren Fletcher. There's a clip of ankles. Perhaps Fletcher's a little unlucky to be carded. He was stumbling. No doubt about the decision of a Sunderland free kick. A two-who is up there. Ferdinand's watching him. Wallace. Clear by Michael Carrick. Dwight York. Back to Collins. Sunderland have lost some momentum here. Even more now. Ronaldo. Rooney ahead of him. Wallace tries to keep up with him. Saha and Ronaldo are in the middle. Rooney looks for Saha. It's easy. It's 2-0 to Manchester United. And it's a long, long, long way back for Sunderland now. Brilliant United breakaway. And look how well Rooney picks out Saha in front of the defender to tap the ball home. Eerily quiet inside the Stadium of Light now at 2-0 down. Many will have gone to midnight mass on Christmas Eve. Many will think they're in church again today, praying for a miracle. York. There's Chopra. Wallace. Chopra. Fletcher got a foot to it. Wallace shot! Flicked over the crossbar. I think that's a very, very good save from Kushak. Always a hard man to read the thoughts of. I say they would make very interesting reading right now. Ronaldo. Anywhere he tries the tricks, they come off. This is Sahar, the whistle's gone though. And the whistle's gone for a Manchester United free kick. Well, it seemed as though an advantage had been played and Sahar had wasted the chance, but instead it's brought back, and this is a chance. Might Rooney decide it's time for him to have a go? Might not get chance. It's Ronaldo! Oh, magnificent! Just magnificent! Over the wall, into the corner, it is perfect. Right now he is the perfect player. Sunderland 0, Manchester United 3. We know where the points are going. And we're only halfway through at the Stadium of Light. Rooney, Sahar, Ronaldo. Might be half-time, but in reality, it's game over. Ledbetter's touch on for Kenwyne Jones. Jones shot. Kushak couldn't hold on to it. Nobody close enough for Sunderland to apply the finishing touch. But for the first time in a long time today, Sunderland fans bring their hands together and applaud something that their side has done. Higginbotham. The two who backed to McShane. Don't think he wanted it. And he slipped at just the wrong time, but got away with it. Now Manchester United might get a chance anyway. It's Park. Through for Nani. Nani across the face. Nani will feel he should have done better there. It was a tight angle. Roy Keane told by Sir Alex Ferguson he needs to learn how to lose. He's had to learn fast and suffer the experience many times this season. Nani. He's got in front of Collins, he goes down. It's a penalty. Danny Collins doesn't contest it. Bit of the fight has gone out. He is holding back Nani once, twice, and then the stumble. However soft, I think there is a foul in there. Stumble in the end sent Nani down. Louis Sahar to try and score his second of the day and make it 4-0 to Manchester United. Craig Gordon in the way, but Sahar finds the corner. 4-0 Manchester United. Arsenal to play later, but United have coasted to the top of the table for now.
Michael, that looked easy. I'm sure you'll tell me it wasn't.
No, it wasn't at all. Obviously, in the end, once we got a few goals, you know, you can. It's pretty comfortable. But the first half, before we got a couple of goals up, you know, they come at us and made it difficult, and it was a bit scrappy, and we were a little bit on the back foot at times. But going forward, we were very dangerous, and I think the second goal killed it off for us, really.
Was it a case of them being too good, or were you really bad?
Well, no, obviously you've got to give credit to United, but again, we did give some soft goals away, particularly I think the first two. Obviously there was a bit of class for the third goal, and then Danny a bit unlucky maybe for the penalty, but a bit of both, you know. Disappointed with the defending, but again, the good teams will take a massive advantage of that. 5 Premier League wins in a row now. You've got some real momentum behind you.
Yeah, we're playing some decent stuff, you know. We're getting better and better as the season goes on, and hopefully that'll continue. You know, the squad's looking very strong at the moment, and you know, if we come out this busy period with maximum points, we'll be in a very good position.
Yeah, an excellent performance from Manchester United. Sunderland were outclassed, really, weren't they?
Yeah, completely outclassed. I mean, Sunderland lacking confidence at the moment. The results of late have been poor. They've had a few heavy defeats as well, but there are at times today with Manchester. The game was over, really. I mean, well, it was 3-0 at half-time, but at 2-0, you know, there was no way back for Sunderland. But just the way Manchester United played the football, they've been in so many different situations now, especially with the experience in Europe, and they were just able to pick Sunderland off almost at will.
Yeah, and another magnificent performance, albeit only for an hour, from Ronaldo. Great skill, Great strength, good in the air, runs as quick as Roadrunner. He's amazing, isn't he?
You never apologise for showing great ability, and the fella's got fantastic ability. There's no doubt about it. He's circled. All right, he's got his little tricks and everything at the moment, but because of that, people stay off him. But, you know, just look at the speed of the play from Manchester United, and Soha's a little bit unlucky, comes off his shin. How about this for a nice little flick round the corner, straight into the path of Brown, who does great. Sees a run from Rooney, definitely onside. Great finish, and it looks so simple, and it is so simple, but it's also brilliant. Again, Ronaldo, under control, plays the ball as early as possible, out to Rooney's feet, checks inside. Yes, it's a poor goal from Sunderland to concede, but for Manchester United from 70 yards away, there's a sighter from the free kick, double save by Gordon, decent saves as well, and then this is absolutely brilliant. Great finish. And they tell me what he does, he lines the valve of the ball up and hits the valve because apparently it swerves a bit more.
Really?
Well, that's what they say.
That's where I was going wrong with my free kicks. And
you lined the laces up, that was the problem.
He'll swerve too much into touch most of the time. Sunderland, though, they've spent a lot of money. They might have to spend a bit more.
Spent a lot of money. And also the thing about, you know, they're in that mini-league at the bottom and the results against the teams around them haven't been brilliant. So I know they're going to spend some money as well in January, they tell us, but that really is the key for survival. Yeah. 3 or 4 players in, if they're good enough, they'll stay up. If not, I think they'll be relegated.
Relegation form at the moment. I think they've got 1 win in 13 or 14 games. If that doesn't improve, then they're going to be in big, big trouble.
Got to turn it around, and fast. So United went to the top of the Barclays Premier League, but that would be short-lived if Arsenal could win at Portsmouth in the day's late kick-off. The omens for the Gunners were good. It's 50 years since they were last beaten at Fratton Park. Jonathan Pearce claims he wasn't there to see it. He was there tonight.
Carnu is one of 4 former Arsenal players in Portsmouth's side as they try to beat the Gunners for the first time in 49 years. He replaces Utaka, Loren comes in for the injured Johnson, and Hughes for Mendes, who's ill. Campbell captains the team, Arsenal unchanged. Samuel forward to Adebayor. Neboué has played well in that wide right midfield role, and that's a good early cross, and Fabregas very nearly got on the end of it. Positive run by Eboué, flashed the cross in. And Fabregas needed just an extra inch. Loren looks for Carnu, as he so often did in their Arsenal days. Benjani gets goal side of Clichy. Arsenal are stretched, played in behind Kranjčar, and the chance is gone. Now Arsenal can break. Eboué. Portsmouth have defended diligently. They still have enough bodies back. Kleb finds Adebayor. Fabregas joins, and his touch let him down, and he was through. He covered so much ground so swiftly to get there. Classic Arsenal counter-attack. Doesn't matter whether it's Boxing Day, any bank holiday, any football day, Fratton Park is as atmospheric as ever. Montari slips it into Kranjčar, back to his left foot, good efforts, best of the game. First time Montari's got into the game, saw the run early, there was the chance for the right foot shot, changed back, still got the shot off. The Arsenal fans, by the way, have been singing England's number 1 behind Almunia's goal. He says he may consider playing for England. He qualifies for residence next year. Arsenal quick to move. Rosicki, Adebayor. Rosicki. Oh, good efforts. And a splendid piece of goalkeeping. The ball stuck in the gloves. Arsenal's best moment of the game so far. Trying to work the gap, force an opening. This is Hughes. Carnu, graceful touch. Benjani to take on Clichy, direct run. And the ball stuck with Almunia. This team have been brilliant away from home this season. At home have been struggling of late. They're winning 5 matches here since September against Reading. Floating one forward over Campbell. Kleb is there, 2 in the middle. Kleb brilliantly done. Oh, until then. A shake of the head tells the story. What on earth happened there? He's thinking to himself. Campbell misjudged it, but then got across. Sled brilliantly done. He had two to put it back to. Such an interesting story, Cleb. Then worked on buildings and Dad drove a truck to pay for his football. This is Booba John. Benjani beginning to cause problems for Gael Clichy and scampering in there again, Booba John. Portsmouth's best spell of the game. Red will chase. Campbell leaves Hleb to win it. He has support there with Rosicki, who's in the middle. Andy Boyle coming deep. This is Aboué. Again, pass, and look at the blue bodies back there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blue-shirted Portsmouth defenders there. And the free kick given against Aboué. Down on one knee in supplication. Portsmouth, I think, have actually created more goal chances in this second half than Arsenal. This is Montari in space, finding Nico Kranjčar. Wrong-footing Sanya, and still going. Well played, Kranjčar. Oh, it was awkward for Almunia in the end because it bobbled very late on. Hit him in the face. Onto the right foot, back to the left. And eventually, as it bobbled, Almunia got it. 16 minutes to go. Abu Diaby. Toure had to stretch. Kranjčar to Kanu. Sees the runner, Benjani, he's onside! Almunia out! Benjani around him, a tight angle, and Clichy got back to him and was fouled by him. That's the best chance of the game so far. Kanu's cleverness created it. The perfectly weighted pass. The touch beyond the goalkeeper had too much weight, and he couldn't recover from there. Well, he didn't make the most of it, Benjani, but all credit there for Almunia for coming out so fast and so decisively. Fabregas to Clay. Diaby. Rosicki. Into the box. He's been the only Arsenal player to try that today. Roll in and have a fire at goal. Sanya looks to his right. Rosicki looks through the middle. On by Flamini. Toure had stayed in there. It's Fabregas. Oh, it's made all the way through. What a chance! And it fell to the captain, who's hurt himself again. It was a desperate tackle. As he turned, Campbell stretched over by Gallas, and his right foot was caught. Arsenal haven't failed to score in a league game since they were held here back in the last game of last season, 0-0. 2 minutes of toppage time play. Sanya, Rosicki. On by Fabregas. Bentner turning into the gap, pokes it back, jumps for Rosicki! And Arsenal can't take the chance right at the death that would have seen them back on top. Bentner, the sweet turn into space, poked into Rosicki, and it was curling the wrong way. Manchester United were held here earlier on in the season. Liverpool were held here too. And it's Arsenal's turn to be held at Portsmouth. Sol Campbell against his former side was absolutely immense. But it's no goals for Arsenal for the first time this season. And they're off the top of the table, held at Fratton Park, Portsmouth. Pompey 0, Arsenal 0.
I felt we had some good opportunities at the start of the game, and from then on it became in the second half, playing in one half against Portsmouth, who they refused to play, just categorically, they didn't come out.
We had to get in their faces and push up. because if you allow Arsenal to play football, they can really play great football. So, you know, we had a couple of chances, they had a couple of chances. At the end of the day, it was a even game.
Well, who do you think will win the title, Tony, on the evidence of that?
That's a bad question. You know I'm only going to say Arsenal, aren't you? Let's be honest.
If I said to you back at the 1st of August, you'll go through until Christmas with just one league defeat, would you have taken that then?
I would, but it's always the same in life. You want always more.
Always want more. I mean, Arsenal have really, I mean, they're starting to stutter perhaps for the first time this season. Big period for them now over the next few weeks.
Big period coming up. Probably didn't. I know they had the chance at the end of the game with Rajicki, but I think a draw was a fair result. I know Arsenal said there, well, what are Portsmouth meant to do? Come out and take them on. If they do, they'll get beat. They put up a decent show, but Arsenal weren't the normal fluent self. The first big question, I think, of Arsenal is going to be asked. They've only won one in the last 4 games. They play Everton and Liverpool in the next 3 league games.
Hard to play their sort of style, pretty football all the time. Teams will get on top of you like Portsmouth did.
You can't do it every game because teams will look at you and set their stall out and say, well, if we go out and try and take Arsenal at football, we're going to get beat here. That's why teams will often sit and try and get in their faces and upset them.
Yeah, good. I think that's what Portsmouth did. I mean, they made them hurry, and the thing is, well, you can understand from Portsmouth's point of view because the home form hasn't been particularly good. I mean, and the
obvious where their problems lie, with the exception of one game.
Scored 7 goals in 7 games, and they came in 1 match against Reading, which was like Fred Carno's. It was absolutely unbelievable. So, I mean, it's great defensively, but obviously, I think the thing as well is that they've had a very, very good away record until they lost at Liverpool last week. And if you look at the team, they are set up for counter-attacking football. So, consequently, when teams now go, the lesser teams go to Portsmouth, they do what Portsmouth did to Arsenal, sit back a little bit and say, come on then, try and beat us.
And I wonder why it is that the day's late game is invariably rubbish. But there we go. Our next game is the London derby between Tottenham and Fulham. They shared 6 goals in a thriller at Craven Cottage earlier this season. At White Hart Lane for us was Tony Gubber.
And returning number 26, Ledley King.
Ledley King is back in Tottenham's team for the first time this season after just 45 minutes of reserve football, as Juande Ramos seeks to strengthen a defence that's conceded 31 goals in 18 Premier League games. It's Ray Lewington's second game as the Fulham caretaker boss, and since the 1-1 home draw against Wigan on Saturday, he has confirmed he would like the job permanently. And before kick-off, we will have a minute's applause in memory of the former Tottenham player Tommy Harmer, who died yesterday, aged 79. Stolen by Huddleston. Out to Malbranc. That's Berbatov, won the header! And from a difficult position, made the header very forceful, arrowing down to the bottom corner and forcing Niemi into a good save. Dempsey managed to move that on to Kamara, but committed a foul on Lee in the process. Huddleston takes the free kick. Here's Malbranc! Oh, back at the post! Robbie Keane! Tottenham take the lead finally, having dominated the match since kick-off. The free kick was never properly cleared. Malbranc's shot absolutely shook the frame of the goal, and then Robbie Keane was standing unmarked to turn in his 13th goal of the season. Niemi could only watch it slide past him, and Tottenham deservedly ahead by 1-0. Murphy, back heel, just about finds its target. Dempsey, who gets the benefit of a rebound off the heels of Lee, and then it was Ledley King who came to the rescue with the timely challenge to deny the Texan. Simon Davis will take it. Oh, there's a chance here. It was Baird who stooped to head it, threatening to go in at half-time on level terms. Lee to Malbranc, who's teased and tormented them throughout this half, and he gets it into the middle to Berbatov, back to Huddleston, left foot,
That was a strike of real quality from an exciting young player, Tom Huddleston, who will be 21 in 2 days' time. Malbranque got it into the middle. Berbatov teed it up, and it was struck with such power and precision that Niemi on the goal line for Fulham hardly moved. And Tottenham lead 2-0 at half-time and are on their way, it would appear, to their 4th home victory of the season. Flicked on by Berbatov to Robbie Keane on his left foot. Well, that's what Tottenham want to see from the front two. It was a terrific link-up between the two strikers. Robbie Keane, who got away a left-foot shot, which would have asked questions of Niemi either side of him. There's Kamara. Here's Buatsa. Oh! Well, they've got a goal back, and it's Dempsey. And suddenly, Fulham are back in it. It looked as if Buatsa was offside. Dempsey's first effort was saved by Paul Robinson, but he couldn't do anything about the follow-up. Or did that come off Dempsey's arm? There are 2 reasons for Tottenham to query that. But it is 2-1. And, oh, here's Berbatov trying to burst through and restore Tottenham's 2-goal lead, and it's going to be a corner, which O'Hara will take. There's Robbie Keane. Oh, Berbatov! And it goes in off Robbie Keane. And Tottenham have restored their 2-goal advantage immediately. Berbatov's header and Robbie Keane turning and twisting to make sure it went into the net. And Fulham were back in the match, well, for barely 30 seconds. And a clumsy one to bring down Aaron Lennon. And the yellow card is out for the second time, shown to Maurice Volz. Out to Lennon. Huddleston. Oh, he scored another one! And it's just as good as the first. And that was with his right foot. The one in the first half was with his left, and Tottenham lead 4-1. And for the 4th time this season in the Premier League, Tottenham have scored 4 goals. Huddleston. There's Malbranque. Oh, it's a free kick. Volz with the challenge. Oh, the referee's reaching into his pocket here, and he's already cautioned Maurice Volz. And it's a second yellow, and it's a red card for a player who came on at half-time. Challenge was late to bring down Steve Malbranque, and Fulham will have to see out the match a man short. Jermaine Defoe. Here's Huddleston. Defoe! Oh, that's absolutely exquisite. And it's Tottenham's best Premier League win of the season. Jermaine Defoe, who's had to come on as a substitute yet again. He's only had 4 starts, 1 of those in the Premiership, but he scores his 6th goal of the season. It's Tottenham's 5th of the match. And they've really put Fulham to the sword here this afternoon.
We needed to bounce back after the game that we lost. We done it quite comfortable. It was important, to be very good in front of goal. Important for Robbie to score a couple after the miss of the penalty. Important for Tom Huddleston to score, also Jermaine, so I think it was perfect. Yeah.
Everything that could go wrong went wrong today. That's not an excuse. We were poor today in lots of areas, but just said to the players that we've really got to forget today because it was a disaster, but we've certainly got to bounce back next week.
Yeah. You're caretaker manager, you said you would like the job.
Yeah.
What does a scoreline like this do for you?
I think I can tear that ladder up.
Slowly we are getting better, so now I think we can start looking at the top 10, and from then we'll see.
And how important is it to you that Ledley King is now back?
That's the biggest happiness of this game. It was important for us, for the team. The team the supporters, everyone at Spurs was looking back to see Ledley on the pitch. We had enough luck as well to go up and score 4-1 and give him a rest. And I think everything he did today was outstanding.
Yeah, always good to have the odd king around at Christmas. Spurs are back, aren't they, under Ramos?
Yeah, I think, I mean, he's come in, he's done well. I mean, he should have won at Arsenal as well last week, as everybody knows. I think when he's got his front four out of Lennon and Malbranque on the flanks, and obviously Keane and Berbatov up front, they're a real handful. Yeah, they've still got defensive problems, but slowly but surely you think they'll sort that out. King back as well makes a big difference. Fulham were woeful, but they have been for 15 months. I think it's 15 months since they won an away game. Massive problems they have, and they need to get a manager soon. But Tottenham are back, but it's a but, because they've still got one or two problems.
Bit of a way to go, I'll accept that. As we approach the end of the year, let's pause from today's action briefly to remind you that sport on the BBC in 2008 will be special. Well, that's all next year, but there's still more football to come in 2007. On Saturday, keep in touch with all the goings-on, starting with Focus at 12:25 on BBC One. Press your red button for Score from 2:30 and Final Score on BBC Two at 4:30. Highlights of all the day's Barclays Premier League games are on Match of the Day. Join us on BBC One at 10:30. Match of the Day 2 on Sunday is on BBC Two at 10:25. We've also got programmes on New Year's Day, and Final Score and Match of the Day are both on BBC Two this time. We've still got 4 games to show you from today's fixture list. Next we'll follow the fortunes of the 2 Merseyside teams. Shortly we'll see Everton against Bolton, but first Liverpool travel to bottom club Derby, who ended a run of 7 straight defeats at Newcastle on Sunday. The match commentator at Pride Park was John Motson.
23-year-old Welsh international goalkeeper Lewis Price makes his Premiership debut for Derby County, a last-minute replacement for Stephen Bywater, who has a shoulder injury. And Price has to face 14-goal Fernando Torres. 8 of those have come in 12 Premiership starts. 2 were against Derby in a 6-0 win at Anfield in September. This is McEverley, and he's looking for Kenny Miller over the head of Aurelio. Here's Teal. Barnes is there, and so was Miller. It's a goal kick. Decent cross here from Gary Teal. Goalkeeper Rayner came and frankly didn't get there. And here's Kenny Miller for Derby. Pearson couldn't steer the ball back to him. This is Babel. And Liverpool here have 4 in attack against 4 Derby defenders. Torres. Oh, brilliant by Torres. Extraordinarily good, and so typical of his recent form. And Fernando Torres produces a supreme individual moment here after 12 minutes. It started with Babel, but look at this from Torres. He goes past Moore as though he wasn't. Oh, 2 Derby players colliding there. That really is a poor misunderstanding, and Liverpool will profit from it, no doubt. They've got so many players forward here. It's Voronin to Risa. Derby player down still, but play goes on. And Babel! Well, the crowd don't like that because there was a player, it's Pearson, down on the ground while Liverpool continued their attack. But he's down there because of this bit of nonsense with Darren Moore. Babel had a chance to make it 2-0 here. Derby was stretched. Well, as if things couldn't get any worse for Paul Jewell. He's down to the bare bones of this squad, and now he loses an international midfield player. And here's Voronin looking for Torres. Those two have combined well in the absence of the suspended Crouch. And here comes Risa on the end of it. Corner. Hippier is forward for the corner kick, so is Carragher. Gerrard will take it. Carragher! Oh, very, very close. Jamie Carragher went 7 seasons without a goal, then he scored against Fulham, and he might have had one here, coming in at the far post ahead of Stephen Howard. Feels for handball there, and that's been given. So Derby will have a free kick. Now, was this a good decision or not? It's... oh, Xabi Alonso might well feel it wasn't. Lewis with his left foot to swirl it in. Leacock forward, McEverley forward. Oh, McEverley! And Derby have equalised! Out of the blue! McEverley puts them level! Oh, it's a big moment at Pride Park. 66 minutes gone. Eddie Lewis fires this free kick across. It goes through a crowd of players. It goes to Jay McEverley. What a cool finish with his right foot from the left back. Very calmly taken. And what looked like a formality for Liverpool, or maybe they thought it was, Derby are right back in it here. Now, a draw here is just not what Liverpool are after. They've got to go for the win. It's Finnan. Voronin. It's on for a shot from Alonso. And there it goes. Oh, and a good save. Lewis Price responding there with the left hand, because Alonso, when he hits the target, can be lethal. Earnshaw. Oh, the flag stayed down. This is Lewis. Barnes has gone in. What a chance for Derby to win the game. Giles Barnes. They appealed for offside, Liverpool. The flag stayed down. Eddie Lewis, a lovely little ball in. Oh, and Barnes, if he could have buried that, it would be one of the surprises of the season here. Here's Benayoun. He's up against Mears. He's beaten him. He's beaten him again. Still Benayoun. Right to the line. Oh, Gerrard! Oh, he's hit the bar. It's come out again. McEverley's got to try and clear it, and Derby do. Gerrard's got his arms. I think he went a bit across the line. I don't think it did. Benayoun's work on the left. Steven Gerrard, a thumping shot, comes down off the bar. Well, both managers anxious for different reasons here. Liverpool know they've still got a chance. Gerrard is getting through so much work here, and it's threatening Derby. It really is. Benayoun. Torres! Oh, Price has saved it. No, he hasn't. It's gone in. Gerrard was there. Steven Gerrard has scored for Liverpool. Oh, it's in the 90th minute. What a shame for the home side. And Liverpool, well, this is probably a goal that keeps their title hopes alive. Benayoun gets away on the left, he pulls it back. Lewis Price got there, but McEverley drove the clearance straight at Gerrard. I don't think Gerrard knew too much about this. And it's Derby 1, Liverpool 2, just when the home team looked like picking something out of this match.
It's another kick in the teeth, to be honest with you. You work hard for 90 minutes and then switch off for less than a second and they punish you.
The long-term future is really bright, that's why I've come here. It's tough short-term as far as results for the supporters is concerned, but I see lots of improvement, and the beauty is there's loads more to come.
In terms of the Premier League, a lot of perhaps ill-informed critics suggest you're not in the race. What's your view?
I think that we are progressing. No? Our idea is to think about one game at a time. So we needed to win today, and now we need to win against City the weekend. So it's, just keep going and see which is the situation after the Christmas time.
We can't afford to make a lot of mistakes, and luckily today we get those 3 points, and we have to carry on winning games.
Thomas Gravison makes his first start in his second spell at Goodison. Bolton sticks the team that overwhelmed Birmingham at the Reebok. 2 more in that win for Nicholas Anelka, took him up to double figures for the season. Gravesen for Arteta. Now then, this looks promising. Arteta brilliantly stopped by Nolan, who made sure the tackle was cleared inside the Bolton penalty area. Back come Everton with Lee Carsley. They'll feel that this pressure deserves a goal. Bolton will feel that their good defensive work is keeping them out. But what might happen here? Arteta! Yakubu was the target. And Andy O'Brien got it away. Must have come off the Everton man, though, because a goal kick has been given. Delicious move by Everton. Lescott. Yobo leaping well. Cleared by O'Brien. Comes down for Gravesen. And that cannons off Nolan and behind for a corner. Oh, what a return to starting duty that would have been for the day. Fourth Everton corner. Bolton have defended them pretty well so far. This one's escaped though, and it's Lescott. Joleon Lescott, and it's in off Yakubu! But the flag is up, it will not count. But as Bolton players pushed out, it wasn't, well, there's the shot there. And it certainly isn't Yakubu that's offside. Well, Everton haven't dropped points here since they were beaten in the Merseyside derby. And will feel that they perhaps did enough in that first half to go in narrowly in front. Here's the man that did score for them, Yakubu. It was disallowed. What about here? Yakubu with Cahill in support. Oh, what a chance. What a chance for Cahill. Yakubu does so well here. Two defenders dragged towards him, picked out Cahill, and he scuffed the shot. And Jääskeläinen able to readjust and pour it behind. And helped on by Lescott and away. Past the post. Well, Jagielka got the first touch, and Lescott completely unmarked with a second glorious chance for Everton inside the opening minute of this second half. Players have to concentrate on this next attack from Everton. Here is Arteta again. Square for Carsley. Neville to his right. Opens up the angle. Jääskeläinen can't get there and he's floated in. I'm not sure Cahill got the touch, he's claiming it, but so too is Phil Neville. And he doesn't score that many, so he might get the eventual verdict. Neville centre, Jääskeläinen coming. He didn't get a touch. I don't think Cahill touched that at all. And I think this fella Neville will get the goal eventually. No, I can't see a touch off Cahill there. I'm not surprised he claimed it. Davis on for Anelka. There's that man Jagielka again. Well, since going behind, it's been much, much better from Bolton, particularly since the introduction of subs McCann and Samuel. It's Samuel with a throw, and McCann's arriving. Juff in there as well. McCann hooking it back and cleared spectacularly by Lescott. Well, that's the closest Bolton have been all game, and but for Joleon Lescott, they may have been level. Interested observer upstairs, Sammy Lee, the former Bolton manager. Gravesen. Everton pulling Bolton this way and that. No joy down the right, so they'll try the left with Pienaar. Looking for Yakubu. Trying to turn, held up. Tees up Gravesen. Too slow to get the shot away, but he still has possession. And is fouled by McCann. Play on, says the referee. Lescott, Yakubu in the box. Cahill there as well. 2-0 Everton. He didn't get the first, but he certainly gets the second. Tim Cahill, 5 goals in his last 7 games now. Well, watch here as Bolton clear it out. Gravesen was definitely clipped by McCann right under the nose of the referee. Play on, he says, and as Bolton stood still, Everton did. Lescott picked out Cahill, and the Australian does the rest. There's the decision. Thought about blowing the whistle, then play on, and Bolton had no answer to it. Well, David, how pleasing today, after the blip, if you can call losing at Old Trafford a blip, to get back to winning ways?
Yeah, it was great, and you know, it was seamless. We played well at Old Trafford as well, but for the last minute then we would have been okay. So I can't complain. The players done it again today. We didn't start brilliantly in the opening 15 minutes or so, but I thought after that we got a grip of the game and you know, eventually got our goals in the second half.
The goal that we've given away was, well, both goals were poor from our point of view, but you know, it's something that you can well do without giving goals away like that. But you know, it was probably symptomatic of a poor afternoon for us.
Well, Tim, Phil Neville's too ill to speak to us, so here's your chance to claim both goals.
Nah, it's fair play to him, you know. It was a good cross. Don't know whether I touched it or Yeskalano punched me in the back of the head, but as I said before, it's great to see Phil score his first goal of his career.
I think if he says, I don't know whether I touched it or not, means he certainly didn't touch it. But one thing's for sure, Everton have become a consistent outfit.
Yeah, very consistent. Good manager, good team, bigger squad, some outstanding players. What they won't need in January with losing a few players for the African Cup of Nations are 1 or 2 injuries, but I think that's 1 defeat in 14, and they just brush sides aside, and they've got Arsenal coming up as well very soon, and that's a massive game for all of them.
As for Liverpool, not for the first time, we saw Steven Gerrard almost will the ball into the net.
Brilliant. How many times have we seen him do it? He just drags them up just when they need it. So could easily have lost it when Giles Barnes got through. But this was 2 or 3 minutes before the end. Decent run off Benayoun. Gets it underneath his feet, but he digs it out. It's a fantastic strike. He was so unlucky then. You see, he hasn't got much time to take a touch, and he so nearly won it then, but he wasn't to be outdone. Just look at the grit and determination and effort from him here. He goes past him here, and he lays it off, and he just watch him. He doesn't stop. He just keeps on going. Benayoun again into Torres, who should score. Gets a little bit of luck.
Great skill as well.
86 metres he's travelled there to get into the box, and it's a very good finish at the end of it. And once again, he's won the points for Liverpool.
Yeah.
How many times have we said that?
You had to feel a bit for Derby.
Yeah, they did. I mean, it was tough on them, but Paul Jules got a very, very difficult job there. And I think they're down and we'll have to build for next season.
Big chance Giles Barnes missed at 1-1.
Yeah.
Big chance. But when you're down the bottom, swam.
It's a struggle. 2 more games for you now. In a few minutes we'll see Birmingham take on Middlesbrough, but next it's Wigan versus Newcastle. There was a holiday fancy dress feel at the JJB Stadium. Not sure whether these fans were in the away end or the gnome end. Also out in force with a cartoon army. Apologies. Alistair Mann saw this one.
Mario Melchiot returns from a 3-match ban. Antoine Sibierski partners Marcus Bent in the continuing absence of Emil Heskey. 5 changes for Newcastle, most significantly a first start in 8 months for Damien Duff following a serious foot injury. Wigan have recorded 3 1-0 wins in the previous meetings between these two at the JJB. Indeed, the only time that Newcastle have won at Wigan was in a 1954 FA Cup third-round replay. It was a poor ball in, really, and Smith, comfortable clearance, gathered in by Sharner, who's urged to hit it, and it was on target. He's mainly been a midfield player under both Paul Jewell and Chris Hutchings, but has been drafted into a centre-half role in recent weeks by Steve Bruce. Up goes Sibierski. Was that a shove by Taylor? Well, Mike Dean had a really good view of it. I must admit, there seemed to be a hand on his back as he jumped. Sibierski hasn't complained too much, to be fair to him. And I think I can understand why it hasn't been given. Valencia up towards Bent. Here's fine. Sibierski was looking, didn't get it. Melchiot back to his goalkeeper. It's an awkward one, and there was a little bit of confusion. And then Sharner, and it's hooked towards the goal by Viduka and headed away by Bramble. And it's as near as we've come to a goal, and by some margin, and it was hardly calculated in its construction. There's a communication issue. Sharner's struck his arm, and then the ball guided towards goal, cleverly by Viduka, off the line by Bramble. Valencia, nicely done. Can he get striding past Nzogbia, who, to be fair, possesses a great deal of energy as well. Valencia's cross then cleared by Alan Smith, who seems almost omnipresent at the moment. He's there again to deny Brown illegally. Free kick to Wigan in a promising position. Duff calms Smith down before he talks his way into the notebook, but Smith's throwing himself into challenges. Taylor! His only goal for Wigan was a free kick that beat Newcastle. His second goal, well, will it be enough to beat Newcastle again? Wonderful free kick by Ryan Taylor. He bent it over the wall, beyond Shay Given. Steve Bruce has really changed the whole complexion of Wigan Athletics since his arrival. Here's Brown. Kilban. Taylor wants it, gets it. Urged to have another go, and he did, and on the full stretch really, Shay Given got both palms to it. And Ryan Taylor, in an unfamiliar left midfield role, is beginning to have an effect on this match. How bad is this going to feel if it should be a 1-0 loss here at the JJB? Bent. Valencia. Lovely ball towards Bent. Taylor's there though. Oh, it's a difficult back pass for Given to deal with, and well, it was almost an overhead kick into his own net. I think he saw Bent coming and thought, hang on, I'm going to have to hit it backwards. And there's the Newcastle owner. He can be less than pleased, Mike Ashley. Olembe. Lanza. Agahara. Good effort! Side netting.
I've thoroughly enjoyed the month I've been here, and especially where performances and watching my home performances have been especially good. We've played Blackburn, Man City and Newcastle today, all top 10 teams, and give them all a really good game and come on top today, which is obviously very pleasing.
Disappointing for us to put in a performance of that standard, because it's points drop that really the games like that, no disrespect, we should be doing better in. But we've got a journey back home now where we've got to get the players picked up again, and we've got to start putting in decent performances, and that starts again now against Chelsea.
The attitude and the application amongst them was there for everybody to see, and if they keep maintaining that, then I'm sure we can keep out of the bottom three.
You feel like there's a bit of scrutiny upon you, upon the setup?
There always will be. There will be, because we're a big club, big expectations, and we've got some very good players here, so you have to deal with that expectation, and why ever that we're putting in performances that aren't up to scratch, then people are going to ask questions, and we've got to answer them.
Birmingham and Middlesbrough have each recorded only 4 wins in the Premier League this season. Mikhail Forsell comes in to partner Jerome in attack, while the former Borough man Frank Quadroux makes his first start since the end of October. David Wheater scored in Borough's win over Birmingham at the Riverside back in September, one of 5 wins Middlesbrough have recorded over the Blues in their last 6 meetings. Downing looking to take on Kelly. Tunchai's going on the overlap. 4 in red in the middle. Tuncha. Pogatetz on the run forward. Gets it back from Downing. It falls to Ali Adier. Straight at Taylor. Here's McSheffrey. There's some nice distribution of the ball from the Birmingham players. Here's Jerome. Goes past Pogatetz. Arthur with the push. And that will be the first yellow card of the afternoon. Julio Arca is booked by Mark Halsey. This is a good position for Gary McSheffrey to fire this ball in across the Middlesbrough penalty area. Hopes it'll get a deflection, and it does.
It's an own goal. And it's Downing who has put into his own net. Stuart Downing, nobody in blue and white near him, just sticks out a foot and it flies past Mark Schwarzer. McSheffrey hoping for a touch on towards goal, and that's exactly what happened. McSheffrey with the challenge. Pogatetz went down. That's a free kick. Birmingham with everybody back. A sea of red runs forward to try and meet the free kick. And it was Tunchai who got the final touch. Really crowded Birmingham penalty area. And the Turkish international with Middlesbrough's best chance so far. Kudru. Here's Muamba. McSheffrey to his right. McSheffrey with this cross, and it's put behind by Wheater. It's a corner to Birmingham. Birmingham looking for a second to take into half-time. We're just about to go into added time at the end of the first half. Jerome, and Forsell has touched it in. Forsell, the only man in the 6-yard area in blue and white when the corner was delivered, and he was the only man that mattered. Jerome's touch on. Nobody picking up Forsell. 2-0 to Birmingham City. Lee Dong-gook finds Arca. Back in towards Tunchai. Tunchai was quick to react, couldn't keep his shot down. Forward by Johnson. Jerome looking to get past Woodgate. Larsson picks up though for Birmingham. It's Larsson! So close to being 3-0. As Jerome was threatening to get away from Woodgate, Larsson nipped in. And that's very close indeed to being goal number 3 for Birmingham City. Long towards Lee Dong-gook. Nice header back into the path of Tunchai. What a spectacular strike that was from Tunchai. It really moved in the air, and Taylor grateful to push that one to safety. Woodgate's header only finds McSheffrey. Gets away from Downing and away from Luke Young as well. It's McSheffrey. By the mazy run of Gary McSheffrey, Mark Halsey in an excellent position, and he pointed immediately to the spot. Birmingham have a penalty in the last few seconds of stoppage time at the end of this match. Gary McSheffrey up against Mark Schwarzer. 3-0, and 3 points to Birmingham. Dispatched with ease by Gary McSheffrey. It's a first home win for Alex McLeish.
We were very slow out the traps, and we didn't deserve anything on the day, whether the scoreline reflects the full game. But you know, Birmingham were deserving winners on the day.
The players were hurt by the performance last week, and also the individual mistakes that we made on the day. We hope that that's the last we see of them for the rest of the season, because out of character for one or two, but the response was important, and it's how you bounce back, and the players proved today they can bounce back and they can take a lot of heart and pride out of that effort today.
Obviously the January transfer window is coming up. Are you able to spend big in January, or what can you tell us about that?
Not very much, really. You know, I'm working on the basis that I've got a group of players that I think can improve. I think we've let ourselves down today, but if we can add to that, then that'll be a lift for everybody. but it has to be the right sort of quality, and obviously we can't spend the money that some of the other teams can, but we know the situation that we're in, and that's what we have to deal with.
Yeah, grim day for the North East, Mark. Was starting with Middlesbrough. They sort of had a mini revival, didn't they, a few weeks ago, and all of a sudden it's gone pear-shaped.
A mini revival, you think, go on then, and then they have this amazing ability to capitulate, which you've seen today against the Birmingham side, who did the same thing at Bolton, but managed to salvage something from it. So still the worry for me with Middlesbrough is the goals. Where are the goals going to come from on a regular basis?
As for Newcastle, Alan, sort of similar really, a couple of last-ditch victories, and all of a sudden they disappoint.
Well, they got the 3 points in the worst game in history at Fulham, which should have been the platform for them to go on. I was there on Sunday at Derby. It wasn't great, and today they were poor again, so it's really disappointing. And
what's he got to do?
I think what the fans want is to be excited, and at this moment in time, I think recent results, particularly Sunday against Derby, and certainly today, they didn't get any excitement at all.
Terrific wins for both Wigan and Birmingham, though.
Yeah, excellent. I think, I think it's McLeish and Steve Bruce as well, old dogged centre halves, and you know the way they're going to organise their team. And I agree with both of them. I think if they have enough good days, I think both teams will be absolutely fine. And also, I'm pretty sure they'll bring players in January.
Okay. Our final game this Boxing Day sees two sides comfortably embedded in mid-table, West Ham and Reading. Watching for us at Upton Park was Dan O'Hagan.
Dean Ashton's strike partner is West Ham's only change. Henri Camara out, Carlton Cole in. Stephen Hunt, scorer of Reading's controversial late winner on Saturday, keeps his place in an unchanged side. High for Sonko. Here's Dean Ashton for West Ham. Ashton goes down. Inge Marsson's challenge. West Ham's free kick. Good position. It is going to be Norberto Solano for West Ham. It is just, and only just, wide of Hanneman's goal. Now this was close from Solano, bending, arcing towards that top corner, and not far away at all. Scott Parker. Move around the ball, and out Gunnarsson to get there. And then Gunnarsson with Hayden Mullins as a red card. Straight red for Brynjar Gunnarsson. The replay will tell all here. Well, the studs are showing from Gunnarsson, both feet off the deck. And that is, for Reading, a straight red card. Steve Coppell with some rejigging, some altering to do here. Can West Ham make the extra man count here now? It's Norberto Solano for them. Headed down here for Dean Ashton. Onto the roof of the net. A day late, aren't they? Now Hayden Mullins, who began the half with a drive, now he will drive on late in the half. Lucas Neal, Carlton Cole. Carlton Cole still, Nobby Solano. It's Nobby Solano for West Ham United. It is 1-0 for West Ham United. It is Norberto Solano with the second of the season. Yeah, take a bow, why not? The Peruvian picks away through after good work here from Carlton Cole, who kept on going. Solano took up the charge and just lofted the ball beyond Hanneman, and West Ham United are in the driving seat now. Nicky Shorey, held up by Solano, and Shorey's cross, Upson set away, comes out here to James Harper, and the shot deflects away from Harper for a corner. Reading's 10 men are pushing and pushing. Can their efforts somehow yield an equaliser here? Harper's corner in towards Kitson, away by Hayden Mullins. It's Nicky Shorey. It's Shorey still. It's Dave Kitson here. Dave Kitson levels for Reading. Mullins away, sent back in by Shorey. And Kitson is onside, no question. And he picks out a high-class finish. It's his 50th league goal for Reading. It makes it 1-1. Dave Kitson's 6th of the season, and Alan Kirbishley's face tells the story. Carlton Cole rolls away from Stephen Hunt. Cole again, good hold-up play here from Cole. Can he pick out the pass for Ashton? It's Inge Marsson away. Hayden Mullins, Parker, Mullins again, Parker again. Parker for Freddie Ljungberg here. Freddie Ljungberg for West Ham. Tipped away by Marcus Hanneman. Freddie Ljungberg, who's yet to score in West Ham colours. Played through by a delicious Scott Parker pass. That's a big, strong right hand as well from Hanneman. Khalifa Cisse. Hayden Mullins robs him. For West Ham, it's Hayden Mullins for Mark Noble. Noble takes on Shorey, looks for Ashton, cleared away. Referee has a look and says it's no penalty. Here now come West Ham with Freddie Ljungberg. To the left is McCartney. McCartney's cross, Cisse, rather wild. It's Mark Noble's corner for West Ham. And off the post, and somehow it stays out. There's Parker. West Ham this close to a winner in added time.
Was the card for Brynjar Gunnarsson a fair red card, do you think?
Well, it's current in the moment, isn't it? The two-footed jump tackle, if you look at it, it was a two-footed jump tackle. It was instinctive, I think, you know, there was no malice intended. I think it was just the way his body shape went, and it was two-footed jump, so he had to go.
It's been a desperately disappointing afternoon for us, but, you know, I feel that we've probably gone and done it again for our fans. You know, we've gone one away from home and then come back here and not delivered, if you like.
We saw another two-footed lunge, not probably as bad as the Carvalho one, but they seem to be the sort of thing of the moment.
Still dangerous, still deserve the red card. I mean, it just seems to me, I mean, I've never seen anyone or heard anyone come out and say anything about stamping down on this sort of thing.
Stamping down on stamping down?
Stamping down on stamping down. Totally agree with it, by the way. That's dangerous as well. It's 2 foot and it deserves a red card, and they all do. But it just seems over the last 3, 4, 5 weeks that there's been a right clampdown on it without actually someone coming out and saying it. I know they missed a few early on in the season, but there is a big thing about it at this moment in time.
And West Ham almost sneaked it at the end there.
Nearly did.
Possible penalty
was
as well.
certainly hanging on there, but it was a good point for Reading in the end.
OK, certainly was. Gents, thanks very much. We just got time, I think, to read you the Barclays Premier League table before we go. Manchester United and the